Okay, well, welcome to today's class. Looks like I might be having my own class today, which is just fine. Today, I wanted to talk about the different rights that big businesses have, and is it fair? I mean, we're all humans. We should all have rights about anything that we want. We have our own opinions, but we also can't have our way all the time. So today I wanted to show you some pictures that I have personally of southern Spain here and talk about what's fair and what's not fair. And, you know, what are things that we can do to change this or not change? I mean, we all know that money makes the world go round. So if you have money, of course, you can do whatever you want. But if you don't have money, you don't have as many rights, I should say, as those that do have money, unfortunately. So life isn't fair. We all know that. So what I want to do is show you one of my pictures here. Okay. Oh, hey, Ken. Perfect timing. I just started. So I just introduced the class basically about
problem. So yeah.
Okay.
Finally, I got connect to the internet.
Well, glad you're here. Otherwise, I was going to have a conversation by myself, which is fine, but better with somebody else. So what I was just saying is that, you know, big businesses think that they rule the world because they have all this money. And so I just want to look at some pictures that I have and talk about what we think. So I'm going to try and find this here. So just a second. No, that is not. Your entire screen isn't what I want either. All right, let me see if I can do it a different way here. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. So no, that's not working. So I need to share my entire screen. So hold on here. And can I do that? Okay. All right, so let me share this. And so you see the presentation, right? Oh, okay.
Yes.
This is the picture I wanted to share, okay? This is actually from a friend's apartment on the coast of Spain, in the south here, okay? I was here a couple weeks ago, and the picture says many different things. I mean, if you can see my mouse right now, right?
Yes.
Okay, this is the sea, okay, the Mediterranean Sea here. We have these huge hotels right in the middle. Okay. So what do you think? Is that fair? I mean, what about there's houses here, and so these houses that had spectacular views now don't. But we're not just talking about the views. Yeah, tell me, Ken, tell me.
Because it's up to the location of the house, because that building hindered the scenery for some houses there.
Exactly. And what about the value? I mean, the value of the house will now go down because this hotel is in the way. It's just in between the house and the beautiful, you know, shoreline. So, I mean, there's many things that affect, you know, and a huge hotel is going to make a lot of money, especially on the coast, because everyone wants to go to the beach, everyone wants to go on holidays, vacation, and so, you know, it's not very fair. So how is this allowed is basically what I'm trying to say. How is it allowed that big businesses can do this? What are your thoughts, Ken?
Actually, I think they have some rights to, maybe they can do some trial thing before or after the building was built.
Okay, well, I suppose.
For example, in Tokyo, it's a small place and a lot of people, population density pretty high there. So some people began to claim, maybe 1970 or something, about sunshine, the light for getting sunshine. So actual trial happened because of that, because of the high tall building hinder there. The small, a small house, maybe individual private house, get rid of the sunshine from completely. That's right.
Absolutely. And, it's not just, this big hotel, but do you think that these hotels should pay the houses that, they block the views? Do you think that it would be fair that they would get some financial money or financial reward out of this?
Maybe and money is the only solution after it was built. So if they lose the trial, they need to.
Well, and that's the other case, for example, let's say a house is worth, I don't know, maybe 300,000, no, 300,000 euros, for example. To put an example, I have no clue, okay? And then after this hotel is built, let's say the house goes down to 225,000.
So,
it drops 75,000 euros. Do you think the hotel should pay for that? Because it's not the homeowner's fault that the hotel was built. So, there's some really good questions here, and it's quite unfortunate. I mean, every single person wants to build a beautiful hotel on the coast, but there are consequences that need to be thought of. And another thing in this picture that I wanted to mention is this house. I don't know if I can I zoom here? Zoom. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Okay, so this house right here is being built. Now, the same thing is happening here with this house. Obviously, it's it's not a hotel. It's in front of this, in front of this apartment, or there's another apartment down here. So what happens to those? They also decrease in price, so they're not worth as much. Let's say you spent, I don't know, an apartment could probably cost you 100,000 or more. Easily, probably more. And so you spend all of this money, and then someone builds a house in front of you. That's not fair. I mean, if, where this picture was taken from a balcony is a beautiful view, imagine the view that they had from this side. And now they have a house in front of them. So you're trying to do things that you want for you, which is fantastic. Everyone has the right to do that. But what happens when it damages or hurts other people's property or views in this case? It's a good question. Do you have any opinions? There's no solution.
Actually, a lot of people in a small kind of small narrow space. So this kind of thing always happening in Japanese towns and cities. Maybe a little bit hinge of scenery, maybe because of that problem, maybe it's maybe it's not so big problem didn't happen, probably. It's up to the owners. But anyway, that hotel case is more extreme because they cover up the whole view of the ocean. So I don't know actual case, but it happened to my house as well. So I don't know.
It happened to your house?
Yeah, because new house is tend to be bigger, also taller, so it hinders from my room. I see the scenery, good scenery, but after the new house built, it hinders the scenery.
And it's terrible.
Yeah, but how can I do? after once it was built. And also, if it became a trial, cost of a trial is not so, you know.
It's not worth it in the end because you don't know what's going to happen. And honestly, who is at fault?
Yeah. So so if I lost the trial, who can pay the trial fee? Also, the relationship of neighbors maybe almost maybe will be end if the trial happens. So it's a kind of a matter of in which way comfortable living we are searching for.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I saw this situation and I thought this can't be right. You know, the hotels that are going to make a lot of money over a long period of time, especially now that tourism is you know, increasing here in Spain, and especially in the south because of the weather. You know, it's only going to happen more and more often. And I just feel like for anyone, myself included, I would love to live on the coast. But if someone is going to block my views, I'm going to be very upset. And I'm one to voice my opinion when, you know, it's about my life and things like that.
A bit different from such kind of hotel, big hotel owner or individual cases, house cases.
Right. House cases, I think, could be solved like maybe do a different design of the house that they're both, you know, that both of the people are happy with, because they're taking away their freedom and they're you know basically stealing money from them just by building a house. They're not technically stealing, but you know the house or the apartment will not be worth as much without those beautiful views. So,
Also, to keep relationship, you know, we don't need to communicate with hotel owner every day, but we need to communicate with our neighbors. So if the extreme trial happened, maybe I don't know it is the best option or not, whether it is the best option or not. Because both of us living maybe wrong as a neighbor. So if it was not so extreme,
yeah.
maybe yeah, maybe solution could be different from that large hotel and kind of private houses.
Absolutely. Well, I do have a couple other pictures here, so I think I need to, well, actually, I don't need to stop sharing. I'll choose this one. Okay, so we're in the car. That's why this is called a glare, Glare, glare. Okay, so this is in the town, the same town, just at the top, because Spain, sorry about the tree. I mean, taking a picture in the car is never easy. So this is what you get.
Nice picture.
And my husband was driving fast. It was a highway, so you have to go fast. But the idea is that you see all of these buildings, and then you see the sea, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, this picture, obviously, it's not the best picture, but does not do justice. And all of these buildings are their hotels. I think the ones, actually, because I can zoom and I know how, these are all hotels, these tall buildings here on the coast. And then as you go up, then there are the houses, residential areas, shops, things like that. Okay. They're building something over here, but actually, oh no, the tree's still going to be in the picture if I move it. So, but it's just absolutely stunning. And, there's boats here, and there's the coast is just beautiful. And so this is where they make their money. But I just wanted to show a different angle of what kind of city this is from. I mean, this is, like I said, this is the same town as that other picture, just above everything. So, I mean, it's a very popular place there's so many tourists from Germany, from Russia, there's a huge amount, from England, there's a lot, and then everywhere else in between, from all over. So it's just, like I said, it's going to get increasingly more important, and more cases like this will happen. So it's just absolutely, it's just sad in my opinion. But just because you have money, it seems like you have more rights in the world, and that's not true.
It's actually what happened here. Actually, because of the earthquake, tsunami. Now people realized building a house very close to the sea dangerous. So
Yeah.
rich people tend to hire if they are living in a coastal area, they would choose high hill maybe
Yeah, I have. Mm-hmm.
hill uh, area because I think having a house in a very close to the sea in Japan is not a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Typhoon overheat. Typhoon brings a huge, a lot of rain and strong wind. So if it is close to the sea, usually the pine trees were planted to hinder the strong wind from the ocean, but not enough. So also tsunami happened, and people. So actually, building also the salt damage the
Mm-hmm.
house hard a lot if the house is very close to the sea ocean. So it's up to what kind of thing the residents focus on to
Mm-hmm.
build.
Well, and it's, actually because of global warming, which does exist, there's a
I
lot
also
more. It's true.
yeah
It's
my,
right. It
my
happens.
uh, the English teacher who living in London, she came from Australia, Tasmania, and she
Uh-huh.
had maybe inherited a second house in Tasmania Island, maybe close to the ocean. And because of the global warming, houses, the ocean is approaching to that second house.
Oh, that's
So,
terrible.
yeah,
Um, Now, okay, back to global warming in Spain. So actually, there have been a lot of floods. It's been terribly windy as well, and again, referring to big businesses and hotels, that if they get torn down or damaged, they will rebuild, and who knows if they'll build them bigger. So that's another problem. Let me go to the last picture I have here. All right, so this is the Marina. I mean, just look at these. These are houses, actually. These are apartments. And this is just on the coast. So it's beautiful. It's meant to be beautiful. It's meant for tourism and, to spend lots of money. There was a boat for sale here that was 150,000 euros, I think. So, and this is not the most expensive part of the coast. There's a more expensive part. So, we're talking about luxurious hotels and places, and I mean, but this isn't pretty. I mean, it's pretty, but it's not as pretty as a beach would be, for example. So that's a little bit disappointing, but so great. So what I think I'll do is I will stop sharing my pictures. No, I can't find it. All right, so the screen is going to look a bit strange now. So let me stop. Okay. All right, good. Now you can see me. Okay. So that's basically it. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about was like huge shops. Okay, so we talked about hotels. Shops are something else. There's some big name brand shops. I'm not sure that I can talk about their names. That basically are very famous all over the world or in certain areas. There's one very popular one in the United States that starts with a W that has
yeah.
very cheap products. And I should say didn't, because I think the laws have changed now, but they didn't treat their employees correctly. They had them working part-time hours, so they didn't have to pay full insurance for them, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And so they were cutting corners as much as possible. But that's how the products were cheap as well, because they saved money, excuse me, in other areas. So that's something that also affects, for example, you know which shop I'm talking about, which store. In that, I mean, what kind of departments do they have in that store? There's a bakery, there's vegetables, fruits and vegetables, there's a produce area, there's clothes for children, clothes for adults, shoes, electronics, so computers, TVs, DVDs, music, children's toys, decorations for your house.
Everything.
There's more. Food.
Yeah.
They sell, I mean, normal just groceries, absolutely anything and everything. They have a prescription, basically a pharmacy there that you can bring in your prescription and say, I want to pick this up, please. You can get your hair cut there. You can also get your eyes checked. So it's basically a mall within one shop.
Also hospital, dental hospital.
A dentist?
Yes, dentist.
Really?
There's a dentist in the mall close to my home. Yeah.
Okay. So
Also,
what I'm trying to say is,
eye clinic connect with contact lens shop.
Yeah. So with this big shop in the United States, you know, it has everything you basically need. You can't, well, except for car things you could buy there, but you can't get your tires changed, for example. But what does this do to society? So that mom and pop restaurant restaurant doesn't work here, but a family-owned eye clinic, for example. What happens to them? Oh, well, that place is cheaper, so I'm going there. Sorry. So they start to lose customers. You know, and that will happen with the bakeries, with the grocery stores, the clothing. Okay, that will happen with every single department, to all of these other, you know, buildings. And so what will happen to these family-owned companies? They'll go out of business. Go out of business. And then what happens? Then they have to look for work, and it's terrible. And, you know, so is it fair? What do you think about these big businesses, Ken, with all of these different departments?
I think, you know, consumer searching for the convenience or reasonable price always. So the business style, you know, fits. Maybe this business style fits to the such consumers, but it's a matter of balance. If it is too far nowadays, what's happening suburban Japan, and you know, around train station, it used to be a lot of supermarket or such kind of mom and pop shop, but now it's almost like empty ghost town, because big shopping mall always shopping mall or big anywhere, big supermarket always open in a they need a large, you know, the parking lot, because many people go there by car. In the past, they go there by bus or train. That's why in front of station, a lot of shops are in front of a station or in front of a station. But now it's far from the station and close to the main kind of bypass road. And so if people have a car, it's okay. But if the people don't have car, they have it's totally inconvenient. Also, aging society has started here, so many senior citizens have to drive if they want to live comfortably. So maybe it's a matter of balance. So also now, plus internet shopping is much more vital. Now, big internet business A started. They connect Internet of Things their plan actually the plan has started, and they
Mm-hmm.
connect refrigerator to internet. And if
Exactly.
the owner, the people found, we don't have milk, they order from the refrigerator, and that the bring you a milk. Also, A began tie up with shopping mall or supermarket chain, and because one big inconvenience about shopping online, we need to stay in the home if the not gift goods we ordered comes,
Mm-hmm.
so we can pick up that that goods we buy
Mm-hmm.
online, that or supermarket, they began to tie up with online shopping.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that's a whole nother story, and is it taking too much? I mean, how much is enough? Is it enough to have great profits and consistent customers and etc.?
Mm.
Or why do you need to take over another business that's okay on its own? I mean, will this company take over too much, and then it will be like a dictatorship with this company, and then everything else after that will follow?
So that's a big question. After that succeeds to dominate the market, they can do whatever they want. They might order
Exactly.
something, might price up, or so to keep mom and pop shop, also to keep a flexibility or more option to more different lifestyle or situation people, because current situation, if people don't have car, maybe urban areas people, maybe city centers or urban areas people might, it's okay, maybe they have a good public transportation, but can local areas, suburb areas people,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna be a big problem actually.
Exactly. And that's not, I mean, my dad has his own shop, and of course, all of these other shops that have a big brand name shops sell the same thing he sells. It's vacuum cleaners. And, every house has one in the United States, and of course, they're going to go where it's cheapest. And he sells new and used. Well, actually, just used. He can't sell new. But anyway, it's a part of his business. And so if he sells them cheaper because they're secondhand, which is fine, fantastic, but they go to a shop and they see a new one for probably a similar price, they're going to buy the new one that's maybe a little bit more expensive, but at least it's new. Who wouldn't? But that's not putting food on my table so I can eat dinner. So it's a very difficult situation because it's all about human morals, I think. I don't think this big A company should be able to take over the double W. Well, no, the WF business, just because it's taking over so much. It's huge. And
Right.
who knows if regulations will be dropped? Who knows if, well, I almost said the word, if the A company is going to help customers and maybe sell those products online for, maybe a cheaper price, that would be fantastic. But I don't know, it just depends. And it depends on the business owner's morals, honestly. Because who, especially in politics, who has a lot of power will actually like, no, I want to be honest, and I want to be, I want to help everybody. That's not the case normally, I would say, in my opinion. So it becomes really difficult to choose, to build this huge shop here where there are mom and pop shops all over the place. Or, and there's another situation too of, for example, what happens if they want to build a factory outside your town in which will employ the city, employ a lot of the people from the city. However, it will create pollution. Now what do you do? Do you take a job where you can earn a reasonable amount of money? and deal with the pollution, or do you worry about the environment and global warming and your health? So, I mean, in that situation, what would you say, Ken? I mean, we're talking about pollution. You know, it's a factory. I don't know what it makes, anything.
Yeah, I think actually some people has moral and some other people that doesn't have moral. Also, humans tend to lose their moral if they got a power or they as a group, you know, it's easy. Moral is easy to lose.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, until 1970s, Japan has a law to how many square meters to open the shop. So that's hinder the shopping, big shopping mall or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. So in such way, the government try to keep the balance of to keep mom and pop shop, also the big shopping mall. But I think sometime in the 1980s that law abandoned. After
Hmm.
that, that big shop opened very far from the station happened actually. Before that, supermarket is not so large, but they have a lot of floor, like five
Mm-hmm. Of course.
floors. Because of such regulation, they expand the shop vertically, not
Mm-hmm.
but so I think if current situation is extreme and it's causing inconvenience for some people or for many people, so I think establish a law about maybe such kind of monopoly of the local shop or local business, or I think even the global business nowadays actually.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, I
that's one.
agree. Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's one of the solutions. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I completely agree with that. I think it would be great. You know, maybe there is cutbacks for the mom and pop places, for example, or maybe, as you said, it can only be a certain size. But if it's only a certain size that it goes up, then you're actually making it bigger. And that's one of the differences within the United States is that we have a lot of space. I'm not gonna lie, we have it. I mean, the United States is huge, and we spread out. Here in Europe, everything goes up.
Mhm.
So that's another problem. So hotels, maybe we wouldn't have such a big problem, but again, the views of the top floors you could sell more expensive, so you know they can get better views or something like that. Big department stores and things. Um, I mean, you have to think about the franchise as well. They're there to make money, and they want to be in a convenient spot, and those convenient spots are where the people are. And so, I mean, you have to, at the end of the day, I think you have to look out for yourself. You have to do what's best for you. Now, there is the other side to that. What happens? How does this affect other people? And
Mhm.
that's, I think, the downfall is it might hurt them and it might not, but in these big businesses, that's what's hurting them.
Mhm.
Do you have any
So
experience working with a big company or anything like that?
to sue, you mean?
No, to sue, no, but I mean, just like, have you worked with a big company where you're basically just thought of as a number and not like a person?
Oh no, I've never worked at such a big company. Yeah.
I haven't either.
So I don't know
But that's
what's going on like, but
hmm
mm,
but that's the other thing too is that I mean, if you work for a company and you have your number to sign in or whatever you do, you're just a number. I mean, if you're the last one hired, you're the first one fired. So that's not
so
good.
making decision is not up to the workers. The workers
Hmm.
something was dropped, and
Glad you're okay.
If worker have to make a decision, they need to ask their boss, or they need a permission or a document kind of thing. Is very complicated, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard
It is.
yeah, in a kind of university too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In order to get something, I need to get a stamp. Actually, stamp is common in
Mm-hmm.
Japanese society. The so stamp, or this professor, this professor, this professor. That's very tiresome.
Mm-hmm. Well, here too, they use a lot of stamps as well, but in the big scheme of things, if you want to have a successful business, you must treat your employees well. And so in the United States, often they have like parties in the summer, just, free things where people get together and they have drinks and there's food and games for kids and stuff like that.
That's a
That's
fun
something that I think is fantastic
thing. Yes.
because of all the money that they're making because of the employees. So I think it's important to treat your employees as well. Well, it's important to treat your employees well, and that's something that I think a lot of places don't do. They think, oh, well, you're a number, so you need to do this, and I don't care.
Like nowadays, workers is almost like how can I say, if they cannot work and they would be fired, or but still, in Japanese law protect
Disabled?
workers, so it's very difficult to fire workers, regular workers. So now what happened here now? Company don't want to hire, especially big company don't want to hire
Mm-hmm.
the regular workers. Actually, they rely on the dispatched workers company, its agent. So it's easier to chop off. Also, even though they work equally, the regular workers and dispatched workers' salary is different, because
Mm-hmm.
dispatched salary, but maybe agent, need margin from the workers. So that unfairness happening, and maybe 60% Japanese workers now became such a dispatched worker or
Mm-hmm.
irregular position of workers. Actually, they became a majority now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a very difficult problem to keep a balance, because originally law, the purpose of law is protect workers, but now that law uh, malused for for workers, actually, to take
Mm-hmm.
advantage of the company. Yeah.
Just really sad what big businesses are allowed to do.
Mhm.
Not pay well if they don't want to. You work a lot of hours. They kind of intimidate you so you'll stay. I'm not saying about all big businesses, obviously, but you can. I don't know. I think it just depends because I know some people that work at a very expensive car dealership and don't earn a lot of money, and other people that do. So I think it depends on the job as well. But at the end of the day, it's just money. Everyone needs money, of course. Um, I don't know. I don't know. It's such a difficult topic and situation that there isn't a right solution. There isn't a correct solution. Um, I
Actually,
think what we. Mhm.
sorry, society is changing. People are changing. So also, yeah, but sometimes to establish the laws or such kind of thing, it's it's complicated. It takes some time. So
Mhm.
and definitely we need to, how can I say, version up or the our OS means society, or such kind of laws or such things to keep a balance of this society.
Mhm. I I totally agree. I just don't know how it could be implemented or how it could happen. Just a really difficult topic. So, would you, if you had to choose to work for a mom and pop place or a big business, what would you choose?
It's up to circumstances of the workers at the company or workplace. Also,
I
mom and
suppose.
pop shop. Yeah, I used to work at a mom and pop style shop business, and the owner was good uh, for every employees.
Mm-hmm.
And but a big company, sometimes it's good, but if the company order to go different position and different place to work, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe situation changes all the time. Yeah. Eh,
Mm-hmm.
So, but in general, probably maybe the big company salary
Why?
is or position is I mean is more stable probably. Yeah.
Okay, and that's exactly what I was going to say. I would also choose a big company because it's stable. And, if maybe you don't like one department, you could move to a different department if it's at a hotel or a shop or something like that. There's at least opportunities to, go to different departments to continue and maybe become a manager or something like that. As far as a mom and pop family owned business, that won't happen because they already have
Right.
their next
Right.
kind of line of bosses and managers, and plus you can get into kind of negative situations with family problems if they talk about it at work, which could be not good because that happens sometimes. So I think I'd rather be just a number than, I don't know.
Mm.
Sometimes people just want to go to work and then leave work and then forget about it. If you work at a mom and pop place, well, maybe they might text you, say, oh, hey, can you open tomorrow? Or can you do this? Can you pick up this? Because we need it for tonight or something.
Right.
So there might be more responsibilities personally and more favors for you to do. So that's kind of the other negative thing about mom and pop places. But I think more than anything, it's the security of not knowing. One day everything could be going great, and the next day there's a family problem, and then they have to close the shop, and oh, you got to work. That wouldn't happen at a big business.
Right.
So that's basically that. Let me just take a look here at my schedule. Today is Wednesday. Okay. So on Monday, we are going to be looking at the intermediate exam that Thomas has on his new website. Well, I wonder if we should do that because people might know the answers before doing the exam. But so we'll do that, and then if we don't finish, it's the following Monday is when we'll finish it. And then for Wednesday, what I want to do is talk about how to disagree with someone in general, but at work more specifically, because you do have to get along with your coworkers, your colleagues. So that's very important. And I think that's about it.
Okay.
How to disagree with somebody. So we'll see you on Monday. Any final comments, Ken?
Maybe Monday is 30 minutes earlier than last week. This Monday's class.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got it.
Correct.
Yes.
Classes are in Tenga for the month. Thomas did that. So take a look, and you can look at the classes at least. And yes, 2 hours before today's class, and 30 minutes before last week, this past Monday.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, whatever you tell me, perfect. Sounds good.
2 hours earlier than this class. Yes.
Exactly. Well, very good. Well, Ken, thanks for joining today. It was really good to get your opinion as well. And it's always good to have a conversation with someone else because there's different views, different perspectives that you have compared to me. So it's very much appreciated. And I think that's it for today.
Good. Thank you very much.
Okay. Well, great. Well, Ken, have a great evening. And everyone else who's watching, thanks for watching. And hopefully we will see you soon. Bye.
Okay, have a nice
Bye, Ken.
Bye.